think when you talk to the kids, there's opportunities to divert from the game plan. There's opportunities to feel sorry for yourself. There's opportunities to quit in some respect. And we chose not to do that. We chose not to do that the last couple of days in practice. We chose not to do that today. So when we talk about finding a way to win, our kids just didn't quit and found a way to be successful. And that's something that has come and gone over the course of the season, and really happy to see that and see them rewarded with a W today.
About not quitting, Sarah didn't have the best first half, but she came out and had a really strong second half. Did you see anything that changed with her in the second half?
We challenged her at halftime. She had one shot attempt and 5 turnovers. And we explained why we had those turnovers and the shots that she passed up. And I think specifically in the fourth quarter, but in the second half, you saw her make an adjustment and be more willing to just shoot the ball and not overthink it.
A lot of the games you guys have played well, it's kind of seemed like Kennedy, Taylor, and Sarah have all played well in those games. I mean, how important are those three to be on at the same time?
Mm-hmm. They both bring an offensive component to our game, to our team, but they also all bring a defensive component and a defensive intensity. And they're all athletic and they all can do different things, but we need all of them, and they understand that, and that's where the discipline to not give up on communication, not give up on contact switches, not give up because you're tired or somebody made a shot. And they had that opportunity today, and they chose not to, as did the rest of their teammates.
Might be an obvious question, but going 21 of 25 from the free throw line tonight, I mean, how big is that in the game?
That's huge for a lot of different reasons. And earlier in the week, we talked about some statistics in the first 4 games of conference play, and then those same statistics the last 4 games that we've played, and obviously weren't successful. And one of the big differences was 35 more made foul shots in those first 4 games. And so being aggressive, getting to the line within our skill sets, within our boxes, was something that we talked about. And I think that pays dividends, and that's a very positive statistic in more than one way. You know, a kid that maybe doesn't see the ball go through the hoop, it's an easy foul shot. When we're not scoring in, made field goals, we're still scoring points and scoring with the time stopped. So there's a handful of reasons why foul shots are good, and that was something that we talked about, and I'm glad that we were able to, put that into play and use it to our advantage tonight.
A lot of times towards the end of the year, a freshman might break down, but you look at people like Riley Nudell, Anna Goodhope, and Sarah Jacobson. They've kind of improved their game over these last couple of things. I mean, how important is what have you done to kind of help them out through this late transition in the year?
I think 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, we talked about the freshman wall, and that's a real thing. And how do we combat that? And you can't make it go away, but we can shorten practices. We can take care of our bodies. We can, just talk about it. And so I think that helped somebody like Sarah, somebody like Tyra a little bit. But then you talk about Riley Nudell, or you talk about Anna Goodhope today. Their consistency, and Anna doesn't know when she's always going to go in, doesn't know how long she's going to play, but making the most of the opportunity, that's not something that she did in the first semester, the first half of the year, and she'll openly talk about that. But being committed and choosing, again, not to quit, choosing to make the most of the opportunity, whether it's a minute or 5 minutes, speaks to their own personal confidence, their own personal growth, just, getting a little bit better each and every day.
You know what? I think it was a great team effort. Obviously, I didn't have my prettiest first half, but my teammates picked me up during halftime in the locker room, and I owe credit to them. They got me in positions to score the ball, and luckily I knocked it down. But it was a great team effort. That put us on that run in the fourth quarter.
Taylor, it was a close game, last game against IPFW. I mean, how good is it to finally be able to get over that hump and get that win?
We've been waiting for this. We've been working really hard to get here. We deserve this win, and hopefully we can carry it over to Saturday.
You broke it last game, but I know you're a person who talks about personal goals. But just be able to break your own record once again, 83 three-pointers made in a season. How does that feel?
It's pretty cool. It's a cool record, but it's done with. It's past, so moving on.
Good game against IPFW. How good is it to be able to kind of repeat that against Denver today?
It feels incredible. My teammates did a really good job of getting me open shots, and I'm just glad that in the last 2 games I've been able to put them in for them.
Can you kind of talk about, Kennedy, can you talk about just when you 3 guards are on, how good and how dangerous you guys can be as a team?
I think we can be really dangerous. I think we can be any team in the Summit League when we play as a unit.
That as well?
Yeah, I agree. When we're all playing together, we're moving the ball, energy's higher, and that translates into better defense. And I think when us 3 are crisp and in the zone, we can compete with anybody.
You know, you usually don't show a whole lot of emotion on the court, but tonight you seemed like there was an extra thing there. I mean, what was going through your mind during that point in time?
Big shots. I mean, these two hit some big shots in the end of the game, and it's hard not to show emotion when those shots come on. So